what happens to the data when we permanently delete it. To understand this, we need to understand how the data is stored in our devices. When we store the data, a space inside memory is allocated to accommodate the data, where its file name, its location, and its size, these kinds of information is stored there. And also system creates a pointer which have address of that data, so that when we need the data, the system goes to the location stored by that pointer, which obviously is the address of your desired data. So this is how the data is stored inside our devices. So let's understand that what happens to the data when we delete that data. So when we delete the data, the system removes the pointer that was pointing to that data location in the memory, meaning that there is no reference to reach that data location because you don't have address. You have just removed the pointer, yes, that was previously pointing to that data. Like you have no reference to reach that data location in the memory. So this is what delete means. Okay, it doesn't means that your file is completely deleted, completely erased, but the original data is still existing there inside the memory. So we are familiar with that. When we delete file, it goes to the recycle bin, and we can also restore that selected file, desired file, meaning that when we restore the file from recycle bin, it's just again the pointer will have memory address to that data location. When you delete something from your device, it means that you are just hiding the data from yourself. It doesn't completely removes the data, okay? And the actual data that makes up whatever you deleted is still there. But the space it was occupying in the memory is now marked as free, meaning that the operating system can store new files to that space. So this is what happens when you delete of files on your system. So to completely erase the file, there are three ways to erase the file. First one is wipe the data. And what does it do? First of all, the wiping software identifies the part of a storage that were marked as free during deletion. Okay, it means that the operating system can overwrite new files onto that space. It overwrites with zeros, ones, some special patterns, some special characters onto that space, and generally it overwrites once and multiple times depending upon the setting. Beside overwriting the previous data, it also clears out system file information like its name, its size, its location. And this is how your old data is wiped out with new data by overwriting with some patterns, some zeros and ones. In this way, your original data is lost and now you have completely erased your data. Another way to completely erase the file is disrupting the magnetic field. So to understand this, we need to know that how the data is stored on the hard drive. Hard drive stores the data on magnetic platter inside the device. The data is written using magnetic charges which represents zeros and ones. These charges are like tiny magnets which have south poles and north poles. So when you disrupt the magnetic field, you either damage the hard drive's magnetism or change the magnetic charges, south poles and north poles, so that the data gets scrambled and erased completely. And another way to completely erase your data is physical destruction. Physical damage eliminates any possibilities of the data to be recovered. Okay, once the device is broken, you can't recover the data. And we see these things in spy movies. They have the informations that they need to have, and then they destroyed it so that no one in the future, no one can access the data. So these three are the methods to permanently erase your data from your device. And I hope you must have understand that how your data is stored in your device and what happens when you delete and what happens when you permanently delete it, and what are the ways to completely erase the data.